Good evening, one and all, and welcome to another edition of the only place to be on a Thursday night at 10 o'clock. It's right here on YouTube. It's Cop Talk, man. Yeah, man, we're back in the building. Big shouts, happy. How you doing, Vinny?
Yes, all good, all good, all good. How's everyone doing?
Too bad, not too bad. Doctor, how we doing, sir?
I'm well, man. Glad to be back and glad to see the Reds finally playing well. So, yeah, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
well deserved. It's well deserved.
Well, we'll talk about that. Well, we don't know about well, mix a bit up and down, as we say. You know what I mean? A bit up and down. So the first one we're going to talk about, because we've got two games to talk about today. So we have to touch on the Liverpool-Tottenham game, and then we will move on to our Turkish delight, as we were saying. So yeah, thanks everyone for joining in. Do hit that like, that share, and subscribe. Okay. Okay. So before we get to our Turkish delight, we will talk about Spurs. Now, everybody and their dog and their goldfish, the dinner lady, and everybody was saying that, yep, we should be steamrolling Spurs and all the rest of it. And I just knew, in my heart of hearts, I said it to everybody. You can, Ross, you saw it in the group, and I posted in the group. That'll probably be the time when Spurs turn up. I just had a feeling. I just knew that we would make hard work of it. So said, so done, and especially with Chelsea and that dropping points, it was a great time for us. You know what I mean, to make a little bit of headway back into for the top four fight. And what do? We go and draw with Spurs. What really happened there, gents? What happened?
Can I go first?
Feel free, man. Feel free.
Let me just get my rant out of the way. It's not going to be constructive. It's not going to flow. Most probably, I've just got a rant. Yeah.
Chest, man. Get it
I also, in this WhatsApp group, left a message about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, saying this guy, he had to get this right. There was no way that with Spurs, this dead Spurs team, Chelsea's drop points, Villa's drop points. This means if he can't get a tune out of these guys and get a result, to me, it looks like it's curtains for him. All right. And what do they, as you said, what do they go and proceed to do? They proceed to go on and draw against the worst, most probably team in the league this season. Or when I say the league, this year, worst team this year, worst form this year. All right, terrible. And it made me think, what is going on with this club? What's going on with this manager? What's going on with these players? I've tried to be balanced for so long, all right, with this slot situation. I've tried to be objective, I've tried to put perspective on it, but even for me, Sunday, I just reached the end, mate. It was like this. Okay. It can't be.
I didn't know.
Yeah, well, until Wednesday. Until Wednesday. But yeah. Let's calm down. But it was just, we spoke for the last few weeks about indifference, right? How indifferent they are. They just didn't look like they were bothered. And it just made me think, this is not now. It's one thing to have one or two players out of form, right? And maybe a couple of injuries or people coming back from injuries. But they're all out of sorts. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it just wasn't a good look. And the thing is, you weren't even... I wasn't even angry. I just wasn't surprised.
Like it's expected. That's why you're not angry.
Yeah.
It's like it's expected. It's like, okay.
Yeah, and this is what I'm saying. It's a terrible thing, right? When you're not upset or you're elated. When you're indifferent to a situation like that, that's even worse. And that's how. And as of Sunday evening, that is how it was looking. It was terrible.
It was
terrible. Ain't seen nothing like that since the end of Rodgers' days.
I thought he was going to say Roy Hodgson for a minute.
Well, yeah, but yeah, it was bad when it was bad under Hodgson, but this is different. And the worst thing is we're in the top six. It's not even like we're in the mid-table or anything. Do you know what I mean? But it's
Terrible.
bad. Anyway,
Big
rant
shouts
over.
goes out to Demas. Thanks for joining us. He says, "Big up article. Big shouts to evening, everybody. Big shouts goes out to Demas. And you've got it sewn up now, Demas. Man, it's a wrap now. It's a wrap. They're not taking no more bets. Nothing, man. It's done. It's, you know what I mean? It's like put a fork in it. It's done now, mate. You can start celebrating already, Demas. Yeah, feel good, bro. Feel good. Doctor.
Yeah, listen,
Spurs,
I echo everything VW said, man. I've also tried to give Slot the benefit of the doubt. I generally think he's a very talented manager, and I've tried to apply context, but sometimes you can look for all the reasons in the world, and reasons make sense, but sometimes you think to yourself, you know what? Maybe it's the transfers, maybe it's legacy of Jota, maybe it's the dressing room, maybe it's that, but we just need to change manager. And I just think you look at the game, and like you said, no one's surprised. No one's surprised that we dropped points to Spurs. On the balance of chances created, Spurs arguably should have won. Like we just don't like in open play, we just don't create chances. Like we just don't create chances at all. And I mean, I can't remember the last time I saw a good 90-minute performance. I probably would say Newcastle, probably the last game that I feel like we played well in, but that first 20 minutes against them was awful. It's only so only after Gordon scored and then we scored, then that second half we then turned it on. But yeah, like you're looking at signs, right? Because you're thinking to yourself, Spurs probably right now are arguably the worst team in the league. Not just because they're in bad form, but they've got crippling injuries. So the team that they're putting out right now is probably the worst team.
I think it was 14 or 15 players out injured.
And
that could start.
Yeah, and they've legitimately got 8 starters out. 8 starters. So like you're saying to yourself, come on, man, innit? If you can't beat this team, and we saw against Wolves, right? And this is the point. These teams at the bottom who might be just fighting for their lives a little bit, any kind of fight, and we're done. And you're saying to yourself, like,
it's
something's
true.
just gone wrong.
Sorry, stick up in there, Doctor. You see how you said that? It's true. That just made me think of something. So these teams are at the bottom, and they're obviously, we all know it comes to this, like they're fighting for their lives. But we're fighting, meant to be fighting for top 6. I'm top 4. So where's our fight?
This is it. And this is why I'm of the view that I think we just need to change manager, because I just feel like whilst there's external factors that has made Slot's job harder, it just seems like the players are lacking in fight, man. And it's easier to change the manager than it is to change 10, 11 players, 4 or 5 players, how many players that you want to, that you feel should go. And yeah, I generally do believe, in terms of the impact on the preseason and just the emotional well-being of the squad, I generally believe if the Jota thing doesn't happen, I think our season's very different. I generally do believe that. However, we've got to a point now where the club just needs lifting, and Slot just isn't the guy to do that right now. He just isn't the guy to do that. I think, this group of men that we've got, they just need something else to lift them, because they're not able to lift themselves. And the fitness issues, it seems like, gosh, there's so much to start. Where do you start with it? So obviously, Slot's got a very good fitness record. The availability of his players was one of the key reasons as to why we signed him. So it made a signing like Isak, who'd been previously injury prone, less of a risk because of Slot's training methods. But what it seems like is he's keeping players fit because he's not getting them match sharp. So because they're not match sharp, they're they're more likely to be fit because they're not being pushed in training to that kind of, you know, that kind of that optimal zone of like fitness versus injury risk. They're just not even anywhere close to that. That's why these guys look fit. They're always gassing out. Teams are running more than us. And like, so maybe, and I know people talk about what Klopp did, maybe one of the legacies of last season was in terms of how Klopp's fitness methods, and maybe that carried over to last season. And this year we're seeing what a slot season looks like from a fitness viewpoint. And these guys just don't look fit enough, man. They just don't look fit enough. Like it's just worrying to see. So yeah, I just like to look.
I like you lot said. I want him gone as well. To be fair, I do. But how do we know that another manager is going to get the job done?
Yeah, this is my.
We could go from the frying pan to the fire. You just don't know.
That is my concern. That is my biggest concern. That these players had a manager prior to Slot who I think they as the saying goes, they would have run through brick walls for. Yeah. And they were used to winning under him. Evening tea.
Big up tea.
I'm laughing already. Sorry. I'm waiting to see what's coming up.
Big shout goes out to Leslie as well. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, and Klopp was obviously a completely different sort of manager. There's nothing wrong with being an introvert. I get the impression that Slot is somewhat of an introvert, and Klopp was obviously very much an extrovert. I could be completely wrong. Yeah, but there's something else. What I'm kind of picking up on it from my own perspective. Could be completely wrong again. Is that this whole structure of this club at the moment? It's got too many people who are into analytics, data, and all of this sort of stuff, and tactics and all of this. To me, that's what it feels like. Yeah, the club is run by. It feels like Hughes and Edwards and whoever in that board felt Klopp's character was too extrovert, was maybe too emotionally challenging in that regards. So they want someone who's a bit more like them. They've got someone who's a bit more like them, in my opinion, but he's not getting the best out of the players. So something's got to be adjusted somewhere. So, and I don't think we're going to get Slot delivering the players to perform in the way that they really have the capability to do. Again, just very quickly, in the 70s, obviously Liverpool went from having someone like Shankly to then someone like Paisley, right? Two very, very different characters. But there was a respect built through Paisley being in that back room and then him picking the right players to come in to build that squad and build that team. Now it's very different now. You've got people recruiting for you, yeah, and recruiting a type of player, and they're all analytics, they're all data, yeah. But actually, who's doing the man motivating? Who's doing the upliftment of these players? And this is what I think is the struggle. The same way earlier in the season when Van Dijk came out and spoke about on behalf of the team, we know something's not right. We're working for it. We're working for it. Never seen that before. Why did he have to do it? That's
very good point.
No, VW, listen.
That goes out to Bingy. Good evening, sir. And here you
So
go. Here you go, Vinny. He started now.
He's a narcissist.
He said he's a narcissist.
Yeah, look.
Bingy,
listen.
The players' fitness falls at the coach's feet. Your training methods isn't pushing them hard enough.
Listen, I think Slot's done a lot of things wrong. The fitness issues, the man management, the team selections, picking of his favourites regularly. So I think there's multiple things that Slot has done wrong. But I think back to VW's point, and look, we had, right? So we've almost had 3 phases. We had this phase where we had this perfect balance of Klopp's influence on recruitment and these guys using their sports science to find us the right picks for Klopp's system. We didn't sign hardly any players, and you thought to yourself, where do you fit? Do you fit with this guy? We weren't trying to. We didn't have a Bobby Firmino through the middle and then signed a number 9 like a left winger that played like Bobby. It just fit. Bobby came deep. We had players that wanted the ball to feet, players that wanted to run in behind, players that wanted to do off the ball run-ins. All of our signings, it just fit together. Now my point, and people might feel like I'm defending Slot. I'm not defending Slot. I'm looking at it from the viewpoint of I want the best for LFC. So cool. You take out Slot from the issue and you say he has underperformed. But we have to look at the recruitment, because I just see we've signed very good footballers, but how do they fit together? I've been saying this for weeks and months now. How do these players fit together? In what system do they fit together? We signed 300. We spent 300 and I think 20 million pounds on 3 players who, in theory, want to play in the same areas of the pitch. I've been saying this all season. On top of that, those 3, we gave a bumper new contract to Cody Gakpo, right or wrong, who also wants to occupy the same space on the pitch of those 3 players. They all want to be in that inside left-hand channel. Cool, Isak's a bit different because he's happy to run in behind a bit more. But Isak wants to be in that inside left channel, receiving the ball, running through. Works that same space slightly deeper. Hugo, Cody, they all want to be like in the same space. So then like a man might say, okay, cool, but Isak can do more from the right. That's fine, but Thierry Henry makes his name playing in that inside left-hand pocket. You don't sign somebody who has thrived doing one particular thing for 125 million pounds and say play from the right. That's not good recruitment. If you want someone to play in the right half space, sign somebody who's made their name doing that. Like they all play in the same parts of the pitch. So when everyone's saying, yeah, Isak and Hugo can play together, and I'm like, but cool. Hugo can play from the right. Isak can play from the right, but that's not where we saw them shine. So I'll be telling you all season, I don't understand how these players fit together. People are saying, why is he not playing Frimpong at right back? Frimpong hasn't played right back in about 4 years. 4 years. For Holland, he plays right wing. For Leverkusen, he played as an attacking right winger. So my point would be, I get it. It's all Slot's fault. I get it. Fine. But at some point, you've got to look deeper than that and say, cool. Does this fit together? It doesn't fit together. It just doesn't. And then now, on top of that, everyone's saying, okay, prime example, yesterday, why is it taking him so long to play this system? And I'm just like, are people actually watching our games? He's played the system about 5 times, 6 times. The first game we lost of the season was Crystal Palace away. He played that exact same system from last night. Exact same system. Mo Salah high and wide, Mo Salah inside. Isak was playing that day, played the 4 in the midfield. Everyone was like, wait, where's Wirtz going? Wirtz had the same free role that he had last. So all I'm saying is, look, Slot has underperformed. But if we're reigning champions, we should want to see the club compete for the league and the Champions League. To do that, the recruitment needs to be on point. It has not been on point. We've just spent money on excellent players, but they don't. We've basically done what Man U used to do: just sign talented guys. Like, where's the fit? These guys, like, so. I just think, yeah, look, you get rid of Slot, but who is taking accountability? And it's no surprise Richard Hughes is being linked with Hamuta Saudi Arabia this summer.
Yeah, I see that.
No surprise.
See that. Big T says, oh, look, Doctor the Enabler.
I don't think there's a coach who wins the league with this team.
Yeah,
I don't.
yeah,
I
yeah.
really
And,
don't.
and you know, and like when you think about it, I know like we talked about the injuries, but you're playing your best player outside first at right back
Yeah.
more often than not.
How many times have we said that?
This is madness.
Yo, T said he would. He would win the league with this team.
But I can understand why. But if I'm being real, I can understand why he plays the Bosnia right back. I see it.
So Desby is saying we don't know what's going on behind the scene. I've heard that Slot and Hughes have been at loggerheads. Slot wanted to keep Diaz and sign another number 6.
But also apparently he's wanted to loan out Rio and Trey, and he's wanted to keep them.
Yeah.
And in all fairness, I would have rather see Trey and Rio get more games.
Yep.
So do you get what I mean? It's a bit of
definitely. I would
six
definitely
of
like to see them get
six
more
one, half a dozen of the other, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I also feel. See, when you got this head coach model, right?
Mm.
When he's the manager, or he's got influence, then cool. He should be taking the flat for everything because he's got sole control. But it does feel like across football, these sporting directors are making bare decisions. They've got bare influence, but they don't front up to no responsibility.
Mm.
This is what I was going to say. So are we right then in heaping all this blame on Slot?
No.
Most of the blame should be on Slot, but it's not all Slot. You can't say like if you win a league and you want to keep one of your key players in Luis Diaz and you're told you can't keep him, like someone has to be responsible for this. Like, if Slot can't keep Luis Diaz, it's not Slot who then gave Cody Gakpo that new contract. Like, we've been killing Cody Gakpo all season. Slot didn't do that. Hughes did that. Slot didn't decide not to sign the replacement. Hughes did that. So people have been killing Gakpo, and I understand why. I'm not Cody's biggest fan. But the fact that our understudy was started the season at 16, that's not on the manager. Or should I say the head coach? So I just feel, the fact that we didn't get Mark Gahey is not on Slot.
I heard a little something else about that the other day, about that. So before I go into that, Teach says that Klopp would win the league with that side. He's saying basically.
Klopp didn't win the league with the previous squad he had.
Slot is not utilizing the squad properly.
I think that's true as well.
He's not playing the players in the correct positions.
I disagree.
And
what players?
Frimpong's has not given the correct tactics.
Agree with that. Okay. Frimpong's the one, right?
So,
but I think to myself, do people actually watch Frimpong play football? Like, where do they think Frimpong has actually played? The guy's 5'8".
You sure he's all that? He looked more like
5'4". Nothing wrong with being 5'8". Nothing wrong with being 5'8" as well. Let's be clear.
No.
You sure about that, Vinny?
Sorry, he's short. He's about 5'6". As fullbacks go,
that's better.
What does Frimpong want to do? He's not even a man who wants to be on the overlap. He wants the ball to his feet so he can commit his. Yeah, he wants the ball to his feet so he can dribble his fullback. This is not how fullbacks behave. Show me another fullback who wants to go 1v1 against their opposing fullback. Anyone in the comments, show me a fullback that likes to go 1v1 against their opposing fullback.
Not for real. So what I saw was they said the proper reason why the Gahey deal fell through is because last minute Crystal Palace said that they wanted Gomez as part of the deal, and Liverpool didn't want to let Gomez go.
For what reason?
That's why the deal fell through.
I get it. I hear it, but we clearly needed. I just think if you're going to spend £450 million and you're going to start the season with 2 reliable senior centre backs, like, what are we doing here? Like, these are the kinds of things that we would cuss United for. You spend all this money and all these strikers who can't stay fit, and you're like, you didn't sign a centre back.
Real talk. Real talk, man. Real talk.
What was the plan? So we signed Wirtz, an absolute baller. Absolute baller. No one's gonna say he's not a baller. But the midfield worked because we had a defensive number, or sorry, I shouldn't say defensive, but we had a number 10 in Szoboszlai that did huge amounts of defensive work off the ball. That's what enabled the midfield to work, because we know Gravenberch wasn't an actual 6. McAllister's not the most athletic. Mo Salah doesn't track back. So what was the plan? You're going to sign Wirtz and ask him to cover Mo Salah like he's Szoboszlai? There's no surprise our midfield has been exposed if Wirtz playing his 10, because Gravenberch and Mac 10 need a third midfielder.
And let's put it right as well, right? Gravenberch had an amazing season last season, yeah, but he's not the answer.
No,
It's clear he's not the answer. If we look at and he filled the gap very well, but we've got to be honest now. It's like, right, you know what? You can't run that for next season. You can't. Yeah.
I took it a little. See with Grav.
Yeah.
When everyone's raving about Gravenberch, and we all have, and I think we all rate him extremely highly. Most of the things that we rave about are his attacking attributes. It's carrying, it's spinning the press, it's driving. Nothing that we rave about with what
he's a typical number 6 for real.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. Nothing. So, and I think to myself, Klopp's last season, we tried to break the British transfer record to sign Caicedo, who everyone knows who I rate extremely highly. What was it, 150 million pounds we bid for him?
Yeah.
The only player that we committed to buy in slots for our summer, like big money, was Zubimendi for what was it, 60 million pounds? We had the deal sold up. Obviously, like he changed his mind, is what it is. So in the 2 previous seasons, we were gonna spend 180 million pounds approximately on holding midfielders, and then the season then that we go on spend big money, we don't sign anyone to play the role. I just think the whole thing doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the thing is, everyone thinks that it's all on Slot. That's not on Slot.
Wait, Doctor, you would murder them man in court, you know?
Bro,
if he had them up in court to ask questions, he would murder them, you know?
I think to myself, like, I'm not excusing Slot for the things that he's got wrong. He's got bare things wrong. But for me, it's more than just what he's done.
Yeah.
So, Desby says, I think Klopp left because he wouldn't work under the current hierarchy. Michael Edwards only came back because Klopp left. They couldn't work together.
That seems to be the...
They got a like-minded individual. They got an individual who they felt that they could work with, or they could, I don't want to say manipulate. I'm not going to use manipulate.
You're right.
But work that way. And even like, you know, back in the day, right? If you had a quite demonstrative manager, and you might have a number 2 who was the player's favourite, or if you had a manager who was the player's favourite, put their arm around him, you might have a demonstrative number 2. We don't have that now either, and that's what I think, which is clear, that you've got Slot, who's the way he is, and there's no. Is there a buffer? It doesn't appear there's a buffer or someone to fill that gap. This is why they even spoke the other day, right? I know it's early days for him yet from his career, but you know Andy Robertson. They said, you know what? If he could stay on, try and bring him into the coaching field aspect of things, because the way he is as a player, the way he is as in the way he articulates himself and so forth, he would get the buy-in. He would be able to motivate people. 100%. But obviously, he's still got a career to play out. You know what I mean? And to be fair, I don't even want to see him leave Liverpool now. To be fair, because he's had a decent enough season this year.
Yeah,
controversial it may be, but you know what I mean.
I would like to see that. If he was to come into the coaching team, I think that'd be brilliant.
Yeah,
I think that'd be brilliant, mate.
I like him. And even like just going back to the whole picture, right? we've given, so in the same 12 months where we didn't want to give Luis Diaz 200 grand, fair enough. People's views on that. I know what my views were. In the same period of time where Kanate is still on 70 grand, we've given Cody Gakpo 250 and Ryan Gravenberch, it looks like 300 grand a week. Like, someone help me explain what these contracts are like. It's not making sense to me. Like, and the man is saying, yeah, we're giving them the big money to preserve their value. I think to myself, this is even worse than what I thought. Because you know who should do that? Who should give players big contracts to preserve their value was Ed Woodward from Manchester United. And I think to myself, what you've got to do is give a player a competitive wage, but at all times think to yourself, will somebody give you a big transfer fee and match their wages? If they don't, you're stuck with that player. Like, I think Grav is a huge talent. Gravenberch should not be on 300 grand a week.
No.
So, who's and it Kanate still on 70?
There's a reason why Bayern Munich let him go, and that's not to disrespect him, but there's a reason they let him go, because they're levels, isn't it? And maybe at the level they wanted him to be in the position that he was playing, he could do that. And I know he had injuries as well.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's
listen, Grav is a top talent. No, I think he's a top talent. But I'm thinking to myself, like, where the club's going, it's just not making sense to me. We're gonna haggle over Mark Gahey's deal because apparently we could have done that deal maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks earlier and just given them £5 million. So we're haggling on one end, but yet we're spending massive amounts of money on other players. We're giving certain players, like, we're haggling over contracts. Other players, like, we're breaking the banking with them. I'm just like, it ain't making sense to me no more. Yeah, it ain't making sense.
No, and you know what it speaks to? I know we've been killing them for years now, right? And they've been getting hammered by their own fan base for years now. But now you're starting to see the fruits of how Arsenal have been working. You're starting to see it. None of us here want Arsenal to win the league, but that's a foregone conclusion now. They might even win the Champions League.
Champions League too.
Nah, bro. Yeah. Allow that, please.
I know. It makes my skin crawl even thinking about it. But you know what? I think they're kind of built. They're built for it.
Side of the draw that they've been given, man.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Because who would have got the FA Cup?
Look at their cups. It's
mad.
It's crazy. We get City.
yeah.
Like, come on, man. Come on.
Yeah.
PSG.
They're making sure that Arsenal win something this season. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
No if, buts, or maybes.
Yeah, no, I hear you, because like, for us to win champs, we'd have to probably beat PSG, probably Bayern, and then maybe Barcelona or Arsenal. That is kind of mad still.
Yeah, or Real Madrid.
Yeah.
I think Bayern beat Real, I think.
I think so. I think they beat them.
Who knows? Yeah. But yeah, look, I guess for me, my overall view would be, look, Slot needs to go, but we also need to fix up with what's above him, because for me, like, yeah, it's more than just Slot. Because I just think, yeah, like whoever you're gonna get in, then you need to be signing, just like we used to do, like with Klopp, signing players that suit the manager's style of football.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's just bring it back quickly to Tottenham with his starting lineup. What did you make of his starting lineup?
Thought it made sense. Like, he's trying something different. I think all season he's tried different things. He's gone for I guess wide players who've got 1v1 attributes. Rio's obviously sensational. Frimpong unfortunately struggled because Jed Spence is very, very, very good 1v1. So Frimpong couldn't really get much change out of him. But I understand why he played Frimpong there, because Frimpong plays right wing for his country. Like, Frimpong hasn't played consistently like as a right back in about 4 years. So that's where he plays. So yeah, it made sense. And Frimpong tries to play as a winger. So, but as I said, Jed Spence was just too strong. Apparently, Hugo didn't train, or he missed a few days training. That's why he didn't start. But I thought Cody played all right through the middle. We didn't get him any service, so again, that's on slot. But I thought Rio was an absolute superstar, and I think like the future's bright with him, man.
What do you make of that lineup, Vinny?
Yeah, I didn't have much complaints with the lineup. I just think I just don't think they turn up. They're just lacking mental fortitude or motivation.
Okay, all right. So now my thing is then, look, you know what? Yeah, that I'm not gonna lie, that result really peed me off. It actually felt like a loss to me, to be fair. All right. So now we're gonna move forward to.
Sorry, just quickly on that one. The game where in my heart I was just like, Slot, you're done, and I guess was probably the most vexed that I've been all season. Was Spurs away when they had 9 men, and we went life and death. When I saw that, I was just like, bruv, if we're life and death to beat a team with 9 men again, something needs to change here, innit? That's probably for me when I was just like, Slot, I think you're good. I think you're better than this, but this is shit. Like, you need to go. Like, it was that. I was just like, bruv, 9 men again. Newcastle, 9 men we struggled with. Spurs, 9. I was like, how are we life and death against Spurs and they got 9 men? So, yeah.
Okay, so what I was going to say was, it felt like a loss, number one. And then we move forward now to Galatasaray. And now I'm feeling robbed. Because where the fuck has this performance has been all season? I'm feeling robbed. And now we're talking about how comes now then these guys are all of a sudden motivated and playing like they've had what do you call it, half ounce of flipping the Colombian marching powder. What's going on? Like, come on, no, I need it explained to me, because where has this performance been throughout the season?
Bro, the worst thing is, I think sometimes the most dangerous thing to have in the world is hope. And then when you got hope, you start dreaming, innit? Because in my head, I was just like, look, we're dead. Maybe we can scrape 5th and hopefully we get into Europe. That game happens yesterday. I'm like, when are we going to Champions League? I don't want to be having hope for this team at the moment. But let's be right. That was sensational. Everything was on point. Everything. Speed of play, intensity, individual quality, defensiveness, the press. Brother, like, that was a top performance.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is, why? Where did that come from, and what? Who motivated them for that? Is this the same guy we're saying can't motivate them? The same guy we're saying who's lost the dressing room? What was different?
I think the players took a stand. I don't think that was about him, or they might have had a meeting and they said, look, this is our one chance, isn't it? Yeah. What you should do, is start the show again at this time now, right? And start to launch it again, and we can talk about this game, and the whole conversation will be different, because I'll be like, this Scott's a genius. We've known it, Now we're seeing it come through.
For real.
Yeah. This is mad. And the things. Go on, sorry, go on.
It was. I was dumbfounded, bro, because I was like, yeah, you know what? To be fair, Galatasaray is a team that we should be beating, right? But that last game, I saw them guys on the break, and I was thinking, yo, they're dangerous. Got some pace up front and thing, and we need to come out to try and win the game. So I'm like, we could be, but yo, we never gave them a sniff.
Some beautiful football was being played in the game. It's very bizarre. But here's the thing: you're, you're scared about the weekend. You're not even looking forward to it. You're like, well, what are we going to get? They're
This is what I'm saying.
inconsistent. They're inconsistent. They are unpredictable. They're bordering, and this might sound a bit extreme. They're bordering on mediocre, right? Because you're having a performance like that, and then you'll just flop the next game. Flop.
So we was talking about them salaries and that and penny pinching and whatever. And Desby says that on salaries, what's the benchmark for a good player? Arsenal have given both defenders 250 and 300k. Saka just been given 350. This seems to be the going rate these days.
But look at the players they're giving that money to.
Saliba,
They're defenders.
Gabriel.
Yeah, like it's their
Much
spine,
really-
right?
Yeah.
To their spine.
And possibly the best defensive partnership in Europe as we speak.
Yeah. Look,
You can't argue it. I'm not saying that you are, but do you know what I mean? Look where they are. Look where they are.
Would the manager have to motivate the players? Their ambition and ransom salary should be enough motivation.
or maybe there was something in Anfield doing on Sunday, which I don't know, sent a message to management and the players, maybe, because in saying that, we have been pretty good in the Champions League. There's been a couple of games where we've kind of dipped, but by and large, I think we've actually played quite well. But I would still say we've played well, but we've almost played a bit more of a continental pace, so we haven't had to play as fast.
That's right. It's a different pace of game. That's why.
Whereas yesterday, we played like a Premier League game.
Yeah.
I can't even use that for yesterday. Like, that was front-footed, full intensity.
We was on them like they done us something.
Yeah, boy. It's like
32 attempts at goal. We had like 16 on target.
Yeah, brother. It's like Slot heard Bingy was cussing him, bro. Brother, I said it's like Slot heard Bingy was cussing him, bro. Like, a bit personally. But like he saw Bingy's messages. Get this cunt out of the club.
I'm telling you.
That didn't happen, bro. Because it was, yeah, boy. I don't know, man. People, like I said, people will say, will turn to say, our Slot finally played the right formation. And I do think that formation is probably the best fit for what we've got. But he played that same formation against Marseille. Yes, we won. And then the following game, it was the Bournemouth away game that we ended up losing. I think it was 3-1 or 3-2 or whatever the score was. Slot started that game with the same formation that he played yesterday. Same thing. See? Bingy knows. But yeah, bro, I don't know. But
it was almost like a complete performance. We kept a clean sheet. The only thing for me is, though, with those chances that we had, we should have scored a few more goals for me.
Yeah, of course.
It should have been like 6 or 7.
Yeah. This is it. 4-0. Yeah. Like it wasn't a 4-0 game at all. It was more like an 8-0 game. Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
But I don't. Yeah, I just don't think you can. Yeah, I don't know.
Man.
So how? Because bro, like I'm generally optimistic about PSG. Before that, I was just like, PSG just gave Chelsea 8. Like, it is what it is, isn't it? Like we've got no chance. But now I'm saying to myself, boy, Hugo's looking levels again. Mo looked dangerous. Verts found form. Grav and McAllister looked like they, as you said, like they had some Colombian white stuff. So, but
Mo's on his farewell tour. That's what Mo's on.
Yeah.
You know, he's clutching the badge now every time.
You see that?
He's
Yeah.
on his farewell. Yeah, he's on his farewell tour. Yeah, he's on
Yeah.
his farewell tour.
But
But I think I said it in a couple of groups. I said it in every group I'm in yesterday. More questions than answers right now.
Yeah, it's
yes.
true.
All right. So, all right. Then to be fair, we were on smoke. I'm not gonna lie. We were on smoke. But were Galatasaray really poor?
So they are one of these strange teams who their away record is appalling, but their home record is really, really good. Like, yeah, they are a bit of a unique case. I mean, they nearly lost to us, but they beat Juve 5-2. Like, they nearly lost the away leg, but
Yes.
Juve had a man sent off. So yeah, they don't travel well. Plus, their fans were also banned as well, so there was no fans in the stadium as well. But no, I think any team that we would have played, we would have given them problems. It was just our quality, like the way we moved the ball, the interplay. Like we did things that I could say that would work against any team.
Yeah, but why can't we see this consistently?
Brother, it's something about Anfield under the lights, man.
Understand. Why have you got that mentality? What do you call it? And the Champions League now, but you can't have that mentality in the Premier League. If you'd have played like that against Spurs, we'd have battered them like 6-0.
I agree. Yeah, like I said, maybe they're finding it hard to well, I wouldn't say maybe. I generally do think they're finding it hard to play for Slot. It's just not working. The communication, although the relationship, the balance between players and management just doesn't seem to be there at the moment.
Yeah.
But so yeah, maybe Champions League, they're almost both saying to one another, okay, cool. I don't like you. I think you're crap. But let's just try and make it work in it. Maybe. I don't know. It's strange, bro. It's strange. Because I would actually say that's probably one of the best performances I've seen from a Liverpool team.
It's Jekyll and Hyde.
For years.
Jekyll and Hyde.
For years.
That was it was so good to see, man. So good to see.
Then you didn't think about the performance
to see how we set up and play and see if this is another false dawn. As we've seen this, we've done this before. Play well one game and then we're shy at the next. This is exactly what I'm saying, man. You just don't know what you're gonna get.
And this is why Slot is under pressure. This is why Slot is because no one's got any faith in him now.
Yeah. But you as a person
bring that out.
You're supposed to see what we did the other night and say, all right, let's try and take this going forward and use this to move forward with. Because it's not, come on, man, it's not rocket science. You can see how we perform best. And it reminded me a bit of old-time clock teams, 4 and 5 players around the ball to get the ball back, to recycle the ball. You know what I mean? Like, why can we not? I just don't get it. Why can we not do it? Why are we not doing that?
Yeah, as I said, I think
it works, man.
Yeah, it's true, bro. Listen,
and what we have to look at as well is teams have been doing it to us, and it's been working. So we need to come on.
The one thing I would say, I'm confident that when we play PSG, we will perform well. That doesn't mean that we're going to win.
When we play PSG, we're going to get some of the licks.
I think we're going to play well. I really think we are.
Because they're starting to hit their stride again now.
They are.
Starting to see the member.
Yeah,
and it's the same thing. It's the same thing last year. They're starting to warm up to it.
I'm telling you, the engine is warm now.
Yeah.
But listen, but you know what it is? That is true. They are improving rapidly. But we spent big money on some top players. This is where you earn your stripes. This is where you have to show levels. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Now, cool. I'm not saying that with a different manager that these guys won't be even better, and Xavi Alonso might platform Verts and Isak better. Absolutely, I hear all of that. But on the biggest nights, in the biggest competition, knockout football, this is where you want your world-class players, or the money, or the players you spent world-class money on, to show their levels. That this is where it's at.
But there is
But
something
but
about a European night at Anfield, man. There is just something
This is
about
it.
it.
This is it,
yes,
man.
but I was going to say, but this is the thing. I don't even feel that no more.
Yeah, I hear you.
Even
GW.
that's been taken away. Yeah,
hear
the
you.
fact that we're all sitting here saying, "Oh, where did that result come from?" You're not even getting that vibe no more for a European night. I don't even think the fans are getting it in that way. The life force, yeah, the chi, all right, has been swallowed or been sucked out of this club at the moment. Sucked out.
Listen, man, I can see it, man. I can see it. Like you said, I think yesterday's system, like, boy, you can fling on Rio, and because of the way he plays football, he will give any fullback trouble. Doesn't mean that he's going to have end product, but he will give Hakimi trouble because he just unbalances anybody. Anyone's getting unbalanced by that. Anybody.
Yeah, you know, it's the perfect thing with him is that he can go either way.
Yeah.
And that's what
Anyone.
defenders hate. When you got one of them guys like a Gakpo, you know, it's just keep him on his on his left foot. He's done. He's cooked. You got a man like Rio now. You're just like, bloody hell, man. Which way is he gonna go now? That's the problem.
And he's relentless as well. And the thing
And
I like about man,
and he's nippy too. So
bro, he's sharp.
yeah, he is. He is. I was so glad that he got a start the other day, though. I was so glad. I think he's deserving. And I watched what is it called? Is it the breakdown or something the other day that they had on Sky? And it had Slot and Ekatike on it.
Okay.
And one of the things that they spoke about was to Slot was about Rio, and Slot explained about how he's been managing his game time, and what he said is that Rio's been learning, he has been improving, and this is why now you're seeing it later in the season that he's getting more and more game time, and he said he will get more game time because he's been improving. And he said that's what the reason why how he's been managing his minutes. Which is,
I hear it.
Do you know what? All right, it's fair enough. It's fair enough.
Yeah, because you know what it is? I think two things can be true, right? Slot might think that Rio isn't ready to be playing regularly, and it's taken him that time to get there. Maybe he's right, maybe he's wrong. That's one part. The other part is fans are frustrated by Cody Gakpo. And I understand it. But I guess the point would be, if the manager doesn't think that the young player is ready for developmental issues based on his physical capacities, build, his age, you being frustrated by Cody isn't the reason why then we then risk the youth, because the youth's path is the youth's path. And yeah, we can play him regularly, but we see how many young players break down early, playing too much. So I get everyone's frustration, but I just don't think that, that's the solution.
Yeah, but
I think
all right, I hear that, but even that then, well, then play Chiesa. Or play somebody else.
So I think clearly Chiesa, he thinks Chiesa's hot trash. He thinks Chiesa is hot trash. And look, I think Slots, as T said, I said it before, his use of the squad, I think, has been poor. 100, that's on him. 100. And I think if you've got a man like Chiesa who you don't rate, in the summer, you're meant to tell Hughes, I don't rate this brother, give me someone else. There's no point having these men there if you're not going to play them. 100. But yeah, I generally think, Slots team selections have been wodgy. Like, I think Curtis Jones should be playing every week, personally. I think McAllister and Gravenberch have served up a lot of hot trash for a prolonged period of time, and they're still guaranteed game time. And I do think, if you're a Slot favourite, you're basically guaranteed to play. And that's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong.
Yeah, all right. But see, one thing with Curtis is for me, though. he then kills our gameplay sometimes because he holds on to the ball too long.
Fair point. Agree with that.
That's one thing that he does for me. And if I am going to play Curtis, it will be I'll play him ahead of McAllister, not Gravenberch.
Same. Yeah.
Because Gravenberch has got the legs.
Yeah. Agree with you in that one.
That is one thing I would say.
Agree with that.
So Desby says that we also have to take into consideration that our big money striker has been missing for the whole season, and Ekitike was supposed to be a backup, so that's a plus.
It's a very good point.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what happens when you spend big money on players who have had checkered injury records? They get injured.
And to me, Ekitike ain't no backup player now.
Oh, definitely not. Definitely not.
I still think he is personally. I don't get me
Wow,
wrong.
really?
I think the talent is top draw. I think his performances have been very, very, very eye-catching, but I do think his game needs a bit more refinement. I can see
Oh no, it does.
why
Definitely.
I can see why we went for another number 9. I think signing both of them interesting, but I just think holds onto the ball a bit too long at times, shoots a bit too much when players are in other positions. Don't get me wrong, as I said, like the talent is there, but you can still see that it's not quite polished yet.
He's still young, man.
Exactly.
He's still young.
Exactly. Agree with that. Yeah.
And you know what he plays like? He plays like he's raw. He doesn't play like someone who's being coached.
Yeah.
He plays like, but what I like with him and what defenders will hate is that he likes to go at you.
Oh, 100.
Defenders hate.
It wouldn't have worked in terms of appearing, but it would have been mad if Darwin Núñez, our beloved Darwin Núñez, and Ekitike together.
100.
Because Núñez is a madman, but he'll keep players occupied, isn't it?
But this is it. Núñez
and you've seen the difference. You've seen the difference, right, without him being there.
Yeah, no, I agree. Look, I think Hugo is a world-class player in the making. I really do think
17 goals.
Ceilings. Yeah, listen, he's been very good, but I watch him play. I think to myself, if I'm judging you against the very best as a finished article, you kind of need to improve.
Oh no, definitely, no chance.
So that's why I say for me, a fit Isak would always play ahead of Hugo based on what I've seen this season. Doesn't mean that Hugo won't get there, but with Isak, everything is just effective. The link-up play, the touches, like everything does maximum damage. Whereas Hugo still wants to just do fancy stuff on the pitch certain times. But listen, his talent is unbelievable. He's easily been our best signing. Easily.
Oh, his ceiling is high.
Oh,
his ceiling
absolutely.
is high.
Yeah. World-class player in the making.
But I think what it is now, and I think maybe what a lot of people might be looking at is form-wise, that Isak might have to come back and fight for his place, to be fair.
Oh, yeah, Isak needs to earn his place. Like, for me, 100. He has to earn his place. He has to. You can't just come back and start playing. Has to.
Yeah.
And this is the other thing now. If a new manager was to come in, you might be, well, I don't want him. I don't want him or him. But Isak, it's an interesting situation next year, mate. Because between him and Ekitike, someone's going to be unhappy.
Yeah.
You don't think there's a way that we can play both of them?
I do think there is, but like I said at the start of the show, I think however you do it, one of them
is going to be upset,
or one of them will be in parts of the pitch where he'd rather not be playing.
Oh no, sorry. The bigger arcs is can we get Ekitike, Isak, and Wirtz into the same team?
Oh yeah, so I think the team we played yesterday, you could swap out Mo Salah and put on one of those two, but I think you then lose the balance because I think you want in that right half space, you ideally want a left foot who wants to come in and do what he does. But yeah,
So there says Ekatike and Isak can play together as Ekatike spends most of his time coming in from the left.
But it's also what Isak wants to do as well.
Oh, question from Des B. What's Curtis' best position?
The number 8, well,
I'd say so.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
He's just at the right club at the wrong time.
Curtis.
He's never gonna come. Yeah, he's never gonna command a first team place regular.
Yeah, but that's down to him. He could do if he stepped up his game a bit, bro, and you delivered the ball earlier sometimes. I think you could see that. Then you would see the difference.
I generally don't think there's anything.
I think the dilly-dallying kills him.
Yeah, it does, but I feel there was a period of this season where I thought he was our best midfielder, like an inclusive boss line there.
There was a couple times, yeah.
But yet, the moment his level drops, he's out straight away. Whereas these other men can turn in stinker after stinker after stinker. Midfields are open because they can't run back, and they're guaranteed to play again. I generally think Curtis in another team, I think would. It's weird if Curtis. I can see Curtis playing for Man City and actually killing it. That role that Bernardo Silva does, that pressure lever, I think Curtis would be brilliant at that. Brilliant. I think Curtis is one of these players who he'll go somewhere else. People will realize how good he is. Don't get me wrong. I do accept that he holds on to the ball too long. It's almost like with Curtis, it's his decision making because there's times where you can just play 1 and 2 touch, but he always wants to hold it.
Yes.
Always wants to hold it.
That's what I'm saying. And those 1 and 2 touch is what catches the other opposition out of position.
Yeah,
when you hold on to the ball, and man got a chance to get back, and you know what I mean, reorganize, and that it just slows you down.
It's weird with Curtis. I just think his potential is like I personally think his ceiling's higher than Gravenberg's personally, but I'm unsure if he'll get there. I think he's got everything. Curtis got crazy work rate. He's athletic. His press resistance is dope. I think he's got everything. Yeah.
Curtis thinks he's messy, you know.
Yeah, nah, I hear it. I hear it with Curtis. He's frustrating, man.
All right, so gents, all right. Let's quickly talk about some of these goals against Galatasaray. And I'll start off definitely, Sabozlai, man. That set piece move there was with it on his bad foot as well. This guy is like, can he do anything wrong?
Elite ball striking, man.
And right now, I'm kind of like, Dom, I beg you, listen, slow down and calm your roll a bit, bro, because I know these Real Madrid guys, they're going to soon come calling. You understand? Talking silly, but bro, just chill for a bit, yeah? Just chill. You know what I mean? Because you're attracting a bit too much attention.
Yeah, just focus on your defensive work now, innit?
What he did, he was back in our box sliding, blocking shots as well.
Dom's level.
But this is why I say, this is why this guy needs to stay in midfield. He doesn't need to be a right back.
Oh yeah, of course.
You lose too much from this guy.
Agreed. But I feel like we've got to address why he was having to play right back. And he's having to play right back because we didn't properly address the position in the summer. The first mistake was believing that Conor Bradley could be the club's main right back. 1, his quality is inconsistent. 2, his injury record's even worse.
Jeez.
So then you sign.
He must be related to Darren Anderton.
It looks that way. So then you sign a Frimpong, who everyone's like, Frimpong's a right back. Okay, cool, he's a right back. Like, you clearly haven't watched him play for the last 4 years because he hasn't played right back. So then you sign somebody who's 5'9", who wants to get to the touchline and go at his fullback as your main right back. Like, nothing that Frimpong does is suited to the right back position. Like, he's not somebody who just wants to be on he literally wants the ball to feet so he can face up his fullback. Like, he's such an attacking player. Like, his instincts are get forward, attack. Obviously, he can do a job there. But I think, Dom was forced to play right back because who he had signed to play right back were either one injured or two struggling in that position.
Mo hits number 50 in the Champions League, rolls back the years. That was a typical Mo finish.
Yeah, it's a great goal.
Great
Annoying,
little layoff as well.
Annoying.
Yeah.
Annoying, though. I'll tell you why. That's the first time, in my opinion, I've seen Mo Salah catch the football properly in about a year.
You ain't wrong there.
Bare scuff shots. Bare just hoofs that got no power. I'm like, that's it. Like, whip it properly, bro. That's what he did. About time.
And he misses a penalty as well.
Yeah.
Oh, you
I don't mind Mo missing chances.
You should have heard my house, bro. I'm telling you, listen. I turned the air blue in here, bro. Trust me. The kids were upstairs, so it was all right. I turned the air blue because.
Yeah, I don't mind Mo missing chances.
What penalties?
You know what I'm saying?
That penalty was a stinker.
Dom should be on penalties, in my opinion. Dom should be on every set piece, and I've been saying that for months and years now.
As you see there, as there says, because I was even saying that yesterday that I know what I prefer that Dom would take it, but we all know that Salah's the penalty taker, and he was never gonna say, "Yeah, here you go, Tom." Never.
Yeah, and he won't going forward. If you took penalties away from him, oh my god.
Nah.
Yeah, and that's part of the reason why, in my opinion, you kind of need to go. Because I just feel like, you see, when your ego is impacting natural selection on the pitch, like even like the free kicks.
Why are you standing by the free kick, bro? Jog on. You get me? We did right here. Move up, man.
The man is arguably one of the best free kick takers in Europe, easily. Why is he having to compete with Mo Salah? Nah, allow it. Mo.
When's the last time Mo scored from a free kick?
I think Mo scored maybe one direct free kick for us. One.
Thank you. There you go.
One maybe.
But you want to be over the free kick ahead of Szoboszlai.
I think Dom. I saw a stat. I think Dom has scored something like 25% of all free kicks scored in the Premier League this season.
Jeez.
Like, the guy's ball striking's elite. You've
been saying this for years, Doctor. You've been saying this for years on this platform and cussing him for not shooting more. I remember.
That's what I was vexed about last year. It's like, brother, you got one of the best strikes in Europe. Shoot. Yeah.
But for those free kick stats in terms of goals, that's great for us or great for him. But it's not a great reflection in terms of the league as a whole, is it? Which again I think it's a poor league. I'll be honest with you.
Good point.
People might say it's a competitive league, which it is, but it's boring. I remember I couldn't wait to watch Match of the Day on a Saturday now. Before now, if it's on, it's on, isn't it?
You know what? The same for me now as well. Got it taped. If it's no biggie, you know what I mean. I'll watch it. I can
hardly watch it. Yeah, same.
I know. I'll always watch it, but maybe not straight away like I used to.
Right.
I was from work doing the doors, bro, like 3 o'clock in the morning, and put on my because I was so excited. I can't wait to get home. That's all that's in my head, and I'm driving like a mad. Get home. Now I'm coming home and going to bed. I'll watch that later.
Yeah.
Let me get my
Yeah.
that later.
Mm.
No joke, man. It's serious now. No joke. No joke. All right. So quickly before we touch on something else, can we win the Champions League?
No.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Well, I need. All right. Listen, because you've given me. I need to touch on that quickly. Why no, Vinny? Quickly. I need a quick. Why no?
Because I don't think we're consistent enough.
Okay. And Doctor, why yes?
I think we've been consistent in Europe.
Okay. All right. Okay. So you've heard it here, peoples. VW says no. Dr. Blake says yes, that we can win the Champions League. Okay. I believe if we can beat PSG, then I'll say yes. I'll have all faith in us to go on that we can go on and win it. But we need to get past PSG, man. That's the one for me. Okay. Well, for real, Des, you ain't wrong there, you know. You ain't wrong. He ain't wrong. Living in some history times. So we are going to
But you know what?
before we move on.
But just very quickly on that one before you move on. 2005, there was a different sort of spirit within the team.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, definitely.
Which is not there now.
Yeah. And we had a real tactician manager.
Yeah.
Trust me. Real tactician manager. There was no smiling, bro. You get me? He was on
In
stuff.
it, boy. Compact space, compact.
Yeah. He was on stuff. Do
you remember Albert Riera? He took him off after 5 minutes. I think he took Albert Riera off in one game. I think early as well.
Yep. Oh yeah. Don't mess about.
Mr. Benitez.
Yeah, man, Mr. Rafa. Okay. So I'm sure everybody has seen it in the headlines and in the news and whatever that they have stripped Senegal of the African Cup of Nations title and handed it to Morocco, citing that Senegal broke the rules by walking off the field of play, basically. So, but my understanding is, well, this is how I see it, is that yes, they did leave the field of play, but they actually came back and finished the game. They didn't walk off and just leave it like that. They came back and they actually finished the game. You've had how many months now? And it's only now that you are deciding to say, well, also, fines that were levied at players have been reduced on the Moroccan side. So 100 grand fine that was given to one player has been reduced significantly. The ball boys fines have been reduced significantly. The player ban has been reduced from 3 games to 1 game. It needs explaining to me. What's occurring here, gentlemen? Then
I think we're just seeing money talks, man. By all accounts, Morocco are the richest football association in Africa, I believe. So I think there may even be, is there talks for them to be involved in one of the World Cups or something like that? I'm not quite sure exactly what's happening. But
I think 2030 or something.
Yeah, so they've obviously been propped up by CAF and FIFA to be one of the major players in world football. And yeah, their money has spoken. Because like you said, bro, we've all watched football for years. Some of us like decades, forget years. I've never seen the scenes that I saw in that final where I'm seeing professional footballers being physically assaulted by ball boys. Like that alone, you should be getting disqualified. Your players are attacking the other players on the side of the pitch. Ball boys going for them, staff going. All these types of. I'm saying to myself, if we're talking about bringing the game into disrepute, like I've never seen things like that before in my life. So I just think they're trying a fast one. The rules state that the game was completed. The referee maybe could have ended the game, and declared that Senegal had forfeited. I don't know what the rules are around that are, what it constitutes for you to leave the pitch. If all of your players need to be gone by from the pitch, some of your players, of course, Mane said on the pitch, it's not clear. But I did hear this African journalist speaking during the week on TalkSport, and he gave the precedent of there was a Champions League game, I think it was 6 or 7 years back, and a team walked off the pitch and they didn't come back for an hour, and in that hour we're trying to get them to come back, and it was only after an hour had gone that they had declared that the result was null and void and that the other team would then win it 3-0, but they spent an hour trying to get them back. So yeah, I just think clearly Morocco have got money and influence, and if you just take it out of football for a second, you look at politics and you decide what countries are fair game to be bombed, what leaders are fair game to be killed, where can you just blow people up and there's no repercussions. You're just seeing that like money talks, man. That's just how the world is.
VW?
I think it's a farce. It's an absolute farce. It's a discredit to the AFCON.
Yeah.
You were better off just voiding the tournament. Yeah, you've got your money. The games are played, but you're better off voiding it, because I think what you're going to do now is, and not to try and get into it too deep, but we know that there is very much a divide on racial grounds between the North Africa and Sub-Sahara. And don't get me wrong, I know there's a committee of nations, primarily from Western and Central Africa, what made the decision. But for you to actually have a team go and celebrate the winning of that trophy with maybe over 300,000 people turn out in the streets of their city, all very, very well knowing that from a FIFA perspective, boy, we might be taking this trophy away from them. It just doesn't make any sense.
Absolutely
disgusting. It's been poorly handled.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think once again,
poorly handled.
AFCON was doing so well, it was starting to make a little comeback because it was always deemed as a bit of a farce, as a non-starter of a tournament. It was a joke. It started to build up a little bit of a rep and started to get a little bit, but you know what? This might be decent, and and then it goes and happens now. It's taking it back another 20 years. So when it was deemed as a joke once again. Can't take this tournament seriously going forward. For me, they're talking about Senegal. Obviously, you want to appeal and whatever. I think the biggest thing that teams like that should do is I think they should band together, just boycott the tournament. That's what you want to do. And this is where there's a lot of talk, and what people don't do, and they don't realize that one of the biggest things that we have in power is unity. And if people decide to really stick together and do these things, then all right, then cool. Well, Morocco, you lot go and play the tournament by yourself, then, or go and play Tunisia and Algeria. You lot go and have a tournament with the three of you, and we see how that works out.
Yeah,
you have to make a stand, but because money, you can go. You know what? Nigeria, what you call it, all these other teams decide, right, then, yeah, you know what, I'm going to band with you guys. Ghana, everybody said, I'm going to band with you guys, don't worry. A couple guys got to say, you know what, here's a couple, you know what I mean, here's some peas from you. Next thing you know now, you've only got two teams banding with you again. Nobody else is standing strong. And this is where we just always fall down. We always fall flat. This is what happens.
Sport and politics, mate. Sport, and when they say, "Oh, you shouldn't mix politics with sport," it's a redundant statement. It's always involved in sport.
Of course it is. But this is where it stands strong. And I think they, you know what, they'll give them their appeal and whatever. But whether they overturn it, I doubt it very much.
I know. I think they're going to win the appeal. But I think the fact is
that they'll win the appeal.
Yeah, of course. Because Yeah, because CAS are the Court of Arbitration for Sport. They're not.
Yeah.
Morocco's money doesn't impact that at all. I think they're based in Geneva, right, or wherever they are. So essentially, yeah, Senegal will just appeal to CAS that the result was a fair result because the game carried on under fair conditions and the referee didn't use his discretion in. So I guess yeah, like the referee has got discretion, and he has decided to try to make the game carry on, which is what he did. And so therefore it's deemed as then like a fair result. So what they've done, I think CAS will just overturn. But like you, I don't think the issue is if CAS sided them or not. I think the issue is what they've tried to do in the first place. So even if CAS wins, Senegal gets it back. For me, that's not really the point. It just shows the corruption of the actual league. But even if you look at, sorry, not the league of the competition, but even if you look at their route to the final, Morocco, there were so many decisions that they got. So many teams were complaining about penalties. There were the things like the Senegal players came to the airport, there was no security. There was all types of really underhand things that they were doing throughout the tournament to try and give themselves the advantage. And like I said, you watch that. You've got these men are fighting. How are you apart? How are you a Senegal sub and you've got a ball boy wrestling you to the ground?
Yes, man.
And seeing a ball wrestling
to the ground. It's absolutely crazy.
And I'm thinking this is where, as VW says, it speaks to the racial divide, because literally a couple of weeks before AFCON started, they had, I think it's called like the Middle East Cup, where Morocco played against the Gulf teams and that, and they had I'm not sure who won it, but it was literally in December because it was when I was over there. If Morocco was playing against Saudi Arabia, no Moroccan ball boy would dare try and put their hands on a Saudi Arabian player.
Yeah,
no chance whatsoever. With what that country means to Islam and Mecca and them being the home of Mecca and Medina and all that, and the way the Saudi Arabians are revered from I guess like within Islam and that, they wouldn't have dared do that to them. But the black man is trying to do it, yeah? And the world's watching the black man getting mashed up on the pitch, but yet the fines are getting reduced. And that's what I'm saying about politics. Just like they're watching man in Palestine getting their houses flattened. Lebanon this week, they blew up a man's thing. There was a journalist this week that they tried to blow up. Like, you're watching people just taking the piss out of certain groups because they feel like they can get away with it, innit? Hence why, I agree with you. Sometimes you just got to burn the house down, innit?
Yeah, man.
If I'm not eating, no one's eating. Everyone goes hungry.
That's right.
So I get it. I hear it.
That's right. And that is the way forward. But like I said, it's that's that divide and conquer, innit?
I hear it.
They do. And that's what happens, man. So Desby says the decision should have been taken on the day you reverse a result off the field.
You can't do it. Yeah, it's mad.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But yeah, man, let's keep it locked to see what happens with that. And a quick question though is, how would you feel winning a tournament like that, to have it taken away and use a Moroccan to say that's how you want to tournament?
That's what I'm saying. It's a joke, and this is why when we had no value, and this is the same thing that I've mentioned about if Man City were deemed to be guilty of their like 1 billion charges or whatever. You can't, and they say, all right, now Liverpool will be the champions based on the 2 years that they finished twice behind them by a point or whatever. I wouldn't want that. No. It's got no value because
no value
at the time when it mattered, and at that point in time has passed. Do you get what I mean? We can't bring you back to that moment. You felt like, I mean, it would even make you feel, let's just say you were the second best team, right? And now they're giving you the title because I'm just making reference to the Man City Liverpool thing. right? Because Man City would think to be cheating. It would make you feel even second best, even worse to me, or even more so. Because like, okay, they did what they did on the pitch. We fought on the pitch, and we battled on the pitch. That's where it was able to be determined who was the best or not. And it wasn't us. I don't want a medal by default. Carl Lewis, right? Very quickly, ranting now.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone talks about Usain Bolt retaining the Olympic title, yeah? Carl Lewis was the first person to do it. Yeah? He was the first person to do it. But when you watch the race in which he clinched that second title, 100 meters title, yeah, he was racing against Ben Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Carl Lewis, I think came in with a time of 9.87 seconds. Ben Johnson had 9.79 seconds. Seoul Olympics, and then he got done for cheating. So Carl Lewis by default then became the first man to retain the Olympic 100 meters title. But forever in your mind is what we see on the pit, on that track, him getting turfed.
Great point, VW. Great point. Great point.
Does that make sense, man?
Great point.
Some great points, gentlemen. Absolutely brilliant points. Brilliant, I must say.
Them Moroccans ain't going to enjoy that.
I don't know about that.
You know what? I think they will.
You think so?
Because do you know what it is with VW? Like, you know that whole kind of art of war and psychology regarding winning, losing, if it's battles, games, whatever it is.
Mm.
The levels of depravity they descended to in that tournament, I've never seen that before in it. Like, never seen that before. Like, ball boys wrestling players, like just the way they were behaving on that pitch, like just from the cheating on the pitch to cheating off the pitch. Even Hakimi was involved in it, and I think he tried to apologize afterwards to Mendy and tried to explain what he was doing, but I was like, nah, bro, you was caught up in that, innit? So I just think, see, when you're caught up in that bad mind, kind of negative state, bro, I just feel you need anything to kind of justify it, innit? So you'll tell yourself that it was deserved because they cheated, or what they did meant that you couldn't concentrate, or this, that, and the other. Like, they're cheat. Like, I'd think they'll tell themselves something just to make it justifiable, personally, because well, what I saw from them went beyond all sportsmanship, and I was just vexed that I was in the country. I was vexed. Yep,
100%. It's a new level of what I'd seen for real. Never seen nothing like it in my life, as you said, Doctor. Never seen nothing like it before in my life.
Nothing. But yet fines are being reduced.
Yeah. Suspensions are being reduced. Fines are being reduced. Like, yeah. But let's wait and see the outcome, my peoples.
Okay.
On that note, we are definitely going to say good night, God bless, and thank you all for joining us. Do remember, it's all about next week. Tune in, keep it locked. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like, that share, that subscribe. It's all about Cop Talk each and every Thursday. One stop right here. VW, my brother, thank you very much.
Thank you, gentlemen. Love the show. Thank you.
Doctor, thank you very much, my bro.
3 points coming on Saturday, man.
Yeah. let's see what Liverpool turns up, yeah? First and foremost. Good night, God bless, and thanks for joining us, peoples.
Take care, everyone.